This is Comet Picks by the Glick.
Hey, I'm your host, Jason Glick.
How are you doing, Jason Glick?
I'm good, John. Yourself?
Oh, not bad. What do you have for us this time?
Okay. Well, I've got a series, like a Marvel series that I wasn't prepared to give the time of day to when it first arrived. But now it's like, but after having finally get around to reading it, I think it's probably one of the most entertaining things I've read so far this year. I'm talking about Loki, Agent of Asgard, written by Al Ewing. Now, to clarify my thoughts on this, um, let me just say that for the past couple of years, Loki was um, being handled by Kieron Gillen, like in the space of his Journey into Mystery and Young Avengers series, and Gillen wrote lots of great stories involving Kid Loki as he was originally called, and well, okay, this requires backing up even further because the one good thing from Matt Fraction's Thor run that he did was introduce us to Loki, was bring back Loki this time as a child, and it's like that had the effect of causing us to look at the character in a different light. 'Cause here's someone who no longer had the baggage of the previous incarnation of the character, who was basically like the god of evil and the evil god of lies that bedeviled Thor at every turn. This is one where, well, he was still like Norse trickster god and essentially the god of lies, was was someone who was also trying to work to change his standing and become a better person for it. And the best thing is, he succeeded by the end of Gallen's run on Journey to Mystery. His reward was was to basically be murdered by the echo of his former self, who wanted to who said he was going to change, and by murdering his new self, like he would finally find a way to escape. It's like to escape the chains that had been placed on him in his previous incarnation. And if you're reading between the lines there, it's kind of it's a kind of meta take on new characters. I mean, in the sense that hey, it's like he like Kid Loki gets this complete story, and it's like and no other writer can futz with it. So that's a win. That's a win as far as Guylan is concerned. Now the thing is, Guylan kept running with the character into his run on Young Avengers, where the character formed the impetus to the formation of the team. It's like, and also had several plans running. It's like in the background, as his main goal was to usurp the powers of Wiccan. It's like as he became the Demiurge and rewrote the laws of magic across the multiverse. Young Avengers was a good run, and even though it's as the title of the first volume implies, it's style over substance. The style is so winning that you can't help but be swept up with it. It's funny, it's witty. Sometimes it can come off as a bit too clever for its own good, but it is thoroughly entertaining. And Gillen's wit and Jamie McKelvey's art, really do a good job for selling the story. Like that basically involves like an evil interdimensional parasite posing as one of the characters' mother to basically show like, hey, it's a teenagers versus adults. It's for all the marbles. Now, it's worth noting that in the pages of Young Avengers, Kid Loki got aged up to Teen Loki, if you look at this and think, hey, I can't help but recall that that the Loki in the Thor and Avengers films is kind of a young handsome chap as well. Well, I'm sure that there was that was part of the reason for doing this as well. But hey, Tom Hiddleston is completely awesome as Loki. I can't really blame them for trying to get in on some of that action as well. Still, when Gillen left the Young Avengers, he basically run with this new incarnation of Loki and basically set up his status quo, and also basically established him so that it'd be really difficult for another writer to come around and undo what he did on Journey into Mystery. It also closes out on a very winning and dramatic moment when, in order to defeat the forces aligned against them, Loki has to do something he is deathly unaccustomed to. And that is tell the truth. And when that finally happens, it's like hey, it's a really incredibly cathartic moment, and one of the high points of the series. And it's like, and even then, like, even though it's like, comic book characters like are it's like just are designed not to change, to basically remain the same. It's like there is also it's a good example of the illusion of change that can be that the best of writers can impose on their characters. That being said, when I heard that there was going to be a new series featuring Loki, um, I was not really prepared to give it the time of day. Gillen had defined the character so clearly in his hands, and they're giving it to another guy, Ewing, who I had not really read anything from, and not really heard a whole lot of good stuff about. Well, I think I heard that his Jennifer Blood stuff after Garth Ennis left was supposed to be decent, but he hadn't really written anything that basically made me go, okay, this is a writer I need to be paying attention to. So I was prepared to just ignore this series and just just have my complete Loki story with with Gillen. But then word of mouth slowly reached me to say that, hey, Loki, Agent of Asgard, actually kind of clever. In fact, once I got around to reading the original Sin tie-in, which basically had Thor and Loki finding out that there aren't really 9 realms. There's a 10th realm, heaven, where that's not our heaven, but it's inhabited by a bunch of warrior angels who are extremely material and really pissed off at Asgard. So, and also Angela is Thor and Loki's sister. Yeah. So that kind of read as a story that wanted me to get me more to think that Angela is so awesome that it was worth having Neil Gaiman give her to the Marvel Universe. Didn't work so much, but it did make me interested in seeing what Ewing was doing with the series, because it also set up the fact that an evil Loki from the future had come back in order to establish his. It's like basically say that, hey, this is your future. It's like you want to change, but you're not going to be able to. And so with that as a setup, I eventually wound up picking up the first volume of Agent of Asgard. It's like at WonderCon earlier this year, and lo and behold, it's like I was expecting to find a series something as witty and entertaining as Gillen's run, but my God, Ewing pulled it off for this first volume. From the opening introductory story from whatever point one setup that Marvel had given the character, that basically has Loki stealing keys in order to from various people from the characters from the Marvel universe to unlock his legendary sword Graham. It's to stabbing Thor in the back with the sword on the very first page of his first issue, and then double dealing with the likes of Asgardian warrior Sigurd, Mephisto. And the Avengers. I was surprised at how entertained I was by this, especially, and then it hits you at the very end when when Loki when Loki comes face to face with his future self and finds out, hey, Asgard is will enter its next golden age. Even though he's reverted to being a bad guy again, and but unfortunately this is his future and he can't change. So his Asgardian overlords, the All Mothers. They're basically saying, yeah, sorry Loki, you're kind of screwed, but we've got to keep things the way they are because hey, golden age for Asgard, we win at the expense of you. Too bad. But this is Loki, god of lies, god of evil we're dealing with here. And so what is his long game here? Now, that's basically Ewing's through line for the 3 volumes of the main series plus the original Sin tie-in. And and he tells he tells a pretty entertaining story along it's like the way. Basically illustrating a character who desperately wants to change, but is hemmed in so by it's like by his future and his past until he finds a way that hey, maybe things don't have to be the same. Maybe I don't have to remain the same. Maybe maybe I can change again. It's like at the cost. It's like at the cost of everything, or and also like even though if I am doomed to be the god of lies, what are lies really? What's a lie when it's at home? It's a story. It's like like the reinvention that Loki engineers in the final volume, appropriately titled "Last Days," as it ties into the whole the like incursion business and the secret wars setup that's going on right now in Marvel Universe. It like Ewing basically tells a really rich, interesting story of someone who was who thought he was destined to remain as he was, but was ultimately clever enough to find a way around that because he's an ultimate Norse trickster god. He's incredibly clever. It's like and even it's like and even then he also has some friends who are willing to help him out along the way. Chief among those being Verity Willis, who is a great foil to the to the character because she is someone who can see through any lie. And she meets Loki while doing a speed dating thing, and her opening moments when she just dismisses all these guys by seeing through all their come-ons and their lies, only just can become faces with this guy who's apparently just engaging in some kind of Norse cosplay. Well, this guy might be interesting, if he is a complete scoundrel. But the give and take between them, it's like it's like opposites attract type thing. He's the god of lies. She's someone who can see through any lie, and they help complement each other. It's like over the course of the series, they have some fun adventures. Like when Loki gets sucked out, dragged out to Latveria, by way of doom, and Verity has to find a way to get him out of the stasis that the Red Skull has put him in. And it's like I will admit that over the course of these 4 volumes, it's like I get the feeling that maybe like Ewing had plans for a longer game. I mean, it's like it does read like a pretty abbreviated run after all. I mean, it is 17-ish. Well, let's see, 22 issues total between these 3 volumes and the original Sin tie-in. It's like I mean, the original plan was to. I mean, the setup for the series was to have Loki keep doing odd jobs for the All Mother, and for each thing he'd do, it's like another crime would be erased from his. It's like erased from his past, but it's like we only get to see that done like once in the like twice in the first volume, again in the original Sin tie-in, and then things kind of go. That kind of like setup just goes pushed to the pushed to the back for for the subsequent volumes, and the big Ragnarok setup that Ewing brews up for the final volume doesn't quite hit the epic heights that Mike Oeming's run did back in the day for Avengers Disassembled. So yeah, not everything quite hits, but a lot of this stuff works far better than I was expecting. It's like, and it's like, I guess if you're like me, and it's like, and you were just prepared to write off Loki as a character after he left Guyland's Guyland's care, I could say no. It's like, in fact, it's actually pretty impressive how Ewing manages to pick up from Guyland's run and also find something new to do with the character with all the stuff that this other writer has done to it. It's like, it's the kind of thing that I kind of like to see more from some Marvel writers, since you are working in a big shared universe. And while I know that a lot of writers would prefer to make their own stamp, just saying, hey, we want a clean slate to work with every time. This kind of attention to detail, like continuity, without being over the anal about it. It's like It's like it's something I like to see. But then again, it's like I have been following the character since Guyland's journey into mystery days, and like I said, if you haven't, like, I'm not sure if this would be as resonant if you didn't have all that backstory with the character to play off of here. But but like but if you do, it's like it's a thoroughly entertaining run, and I recommend it. Not sure it's available in 4 volumes, and if there's any justice, we will get some sort of omnibus treatment for it. It's like for it, maybe sometime next year. That comes recommended, but you can get all 4 volumes right now from Amazon or other good comic dealing places. John, any thoughts on your end about all this stuff?
So, like Barnes and Noble being one of those comic book dealing places.
Or your local comic shop if you still go to one of those.
Yes, they do exist. They're not like extinct or anything, but most people that listen to this podcast probably already know that.
Yeah, and I'm a horrible person because I haven't gone to one of those in years.
Yeah, that's okay. You're getting it for the story, and because there's that whole, hey,
Don't
I'm gonna
lie to me, John.
can collect the.
I can take it.
I won't. Not absolutely. Yeah. Outside of that, more surprisingly good than you expected is kind of what I'm getting from you here.
Exactly. It's like, I mean, like I said, I didn't think I needed to read another Loki story after Young Avengers, and after he left Guyland's care, but Ewing proved me wrong.
All right. Well, hey, there's a good time you can be proven wrong. All right. So, you know what you're going to be talking about next time?
Yeah, next time it's like I got 4 volumes of Star Wars comics from Marvel to talk about and discuss. Hey, it's like are they doing right by the franchise, or should the license have remained with Dark Horse?
Yeah. Well, it's becoming Star Wars mania already. So,
That's
the
right.
hype machine is on full power, or 98% power. Anyway, so I guess we'll talk to you next time on Comic Picks by the Glick.
Yep.
Bye.